What's up, San Antonio? It's your girl JJ going live on Facebook during this COVID-19 year. I'm going to be talking a little bit about sports, music, things going on in San Antonio, and even a special guest or two may pop in. Feel free to share, comment throughout the show, and I hope you enjoy.
Well, we always hope you enjoy, but the youngins are back with me. Well, one of two are you back with me. One of them had an excuse today, which is pretty good. Where school's always going to come first, especially when you're going to Texas A&M. So can't deny him there. But I am so excited to be back on. I'm away from basketball, but I'm still watching, going crazy. And Ashton, I want to say thank you so much for reaching out to me during my UConn moment. I was a little, but I appreciate you.
It was tough to watch, man. They just couldn't get the shots going. Just couldn't get it going.
They couldn't. It was horrible, and I don't know if I want to really talk about it, but man,
we don't have to. We don't have to.
But I have to say though, all the other games were amazing. Like every game was top notch. I mean, I was expecting that. I was not expecting Arizona to be in the mix when it came down to it. And I mean, they played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
UConn just couldn't buy a bucket. And
they couldn't.
That's how it goes some days. I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's why they call it March Madness.
No, you need those crucial buckets, and they just couldn't get it. And then to see kind of the heartbreakers of the last two games, the South Carolina game. I mean, I knew when all that happened, that the UConn game could be kind of crazy at that moment.
Yeah. And South Carolina, back when I was watching them, they just got outworked. I mean, they were just getting beat to every loose ball. Stanford just played them excellent, and that's why they're the champs now.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I have met so many amazing people, this past few days, and from different teams, and one of them being South Carolina. South Carolina had some amazing fan base, and I loved every minute of hanging out with those people, and they were amazing. And of course, Tim Duncan has an Islander from St. Croix or St. Thomas, one of those. I'm so horrible. I know Rashidi will probably kill me, but in Aaliyah Boston, and I got to hang out with her parents and her little sisters and be around them in that atmosphere since we were all kind of stuck there. And it was freaking amazing. Like their fan base, everybody has this huge fan base. And I guess I never realized it because you don't see that. I mean, you see the crazy fans in the NBA, but you don't see it like you do in college.
Yeah. And, this year with the bubble and everything, I mean, you experienced the inside while we had to experience the outside. So I bet you had a completely different experience than all of us.
It's so funny because this is where you kind of realize how isolated we were from people for a while. I mean, where we couldn't be around others, and these parents and kids, for one, Stanford never really played a home game. I think they played like 2 home games this whole season because they weren't allowed at school or anywhere near it because of never played on their home floor, really. Played a lot of away games. I think spent it was a total of 87 nights in hotels.
Dang.
They traveled like 600 and something miles for the whole tournament, or not the tournament, but the whole season. I mean, it was just insane kind of statistics they were popping up at the game. And then to be away from their family, like not even to see them, hug them in like 89 days, 90 days. I can't imagine that. I mean,
I was hearing another person. Oh, go continue.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was hearing another analyst talking about it. Like, everybody was saying, for both women's and men's tournaments, was whoever the champion was, there's going to be an asterisk because you're in one place. But he was saying, I think, this is going to be the hardest one just because, these kids have to get tested every day. They have to do all these different things,
Mhm.
you know, they don't get to see their family. They don't get to, you know, they have to be isolated. So, you know, what they've been having to go through this whole season, not just the tournament, but the season has been wild.
You know, watching it day in and day out at the start, I was like, "Man, I don't know if this is gonna work," and I was kinda leery, you know, being there, but watching the preparation and everything they went through, from
Mhm.
one quarter finishing to them wiping down every single chair. Then at
Yeah.
halftime, you know, making them leave every single towel, every single water, every single Gatorade, and then completely just picking it all up and, you know, taking it wherever, throwing it away, whatever, and getting rid of it completely, like your towel, you know? I
Yeah.
always have my towel, my same towel, and, you know, it
Mhm.
everywhere. No, none of that. None of that. You couldn't do that, you
Yeah,
know?
it's a different year. 2021, man.
It is. And changing even the funniest thing was them changing the, coolers. The coolers that did
Oh
have
wow.
ice, not what so much what they drank out of, because they had to have a Gatorade bottle, or let me rephrase that, Powerade bottle, specific
Powerade.
for them, and,
Mhm.
you know, it was just so weird, but, hey, we did it, and, it was a
Yeah.
crazy time in San Antonio, and I'm wearing my USA hat, because USA basketball hat, because they were also here in San Antonio, the women's team,
Yeah.
having a mini camp, and I thought, "Man,
Yeah.
I am seriously in love with basketball right now."
And it's all coming to you.
Yeah, it did, and, yesterday, I was glad it was over. Today, I woke
Mhm.
up and I was like, "Hmm, what am I gonna
What am
do
I
today?"
gonna do? Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to do today, so let me turn on the TV and watch more basketball, but,
Yeah.
hey, a lot of good news. I mean, I'm excited. One, Paige Buckets, of course, wins the John R. Wooden Award, as a freshman. First time ever a
Yeah.
freshman won the award. So I'm kinda stoked about that. Too bad it's not with the national championship, but hey, I'll get over it, you know. Maybe maybe by next
Yeah.
year, but I'll get
Yeah, it's
over it.
gonna take a little while. It's gonna take a little while. It's always gonna be in the back of your mind, like, oh, like freshman win the award winner, but uh, you know, they couldn't get it. They couldn't get to that game. Like, not. It's just like they couldn't even get to that game. They couldn't even get to the national championship game, which blows my mind.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Thanks for
Hey, it's okay. I have no room to talk because none of my teams. I mean, I guess I could rep Houston Cougars. You know, I guess I can rep them, but none of my teams have been all that.
I was gonna say your brother would kill you for not, you know, or even your mom for that matter,
Yeah.
would be upset if you didn't, you know, care about U of H.
No,
You
I
know,
do. I do.
they did good. I'm
Yeah.
glad they got that far. Just sucks they had to play another Texas team. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, I honestly watching those games. You know, I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. I thought the UCLA Gonzaga game was going to be a blowout, and
mhm,
Houston and Baylor are going to be close, but
mhm.
they
I did too.
flipped on me. So,
I did too. That three-pointer though is
oh man.
I loved watching all the videos on Instagram of all the people cheering for UCLA, and then, like, 2 minutes later, they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
"What happened? Did you turn off the
yeah.
TV?"
They're just jumping up and down, and then all you see is their face go,
Oh, yeah.
and
The
just
the one
a
man
lot
that
of
just
surrender cobras.
yeah, too
But
freaking fun.
honestly, going back talking about that shot, you know, everybody's like, "Oh, this is the greatest shot I've ever seen." You know, you can't not talk like I still think that Villanova game winner national championship game where he dumped it off. Remember against North Carolina? Was it
Mhm.
2014? Yeah, that's still
Yes.
I think the best buzzer beater I've ever seen. Jalen Suggs was great, but dude, that one to win a national championship game, like
Yes.
kids like dream about that in their driveway, making that shot,
Mhm.
and he did it. Like so,
Like nothing.
yeah,
It's funny though because it's like I was listening to Dick Vitale earlier this morning talking about that shot, and he ranked it number
Mhm. Number
Jordan
3.
won. Yeah. Jordan was like number 2 because he actually won the championship for North Carolina.
Yep.
And then the one you were talking about was ranked number 1, I think. I'm not sure. But
Yeah,
he ranked
that
the
was
other one.
great.
So I don't know. Does it come down to the wire tonight? I think so, because I honestly think that Gonzaga's kind of worn out.
Yeah, I think they looked. I can't even say the word vulnerable. So I have a speech impediment, but they looked like they could. They looked like they could be beat against UCLA, and UCLA was probably the hottest team in the tournament this year. So I mean, you got to give your hats off to them, but they looked like they could get beat. I thought it was going to be another hit, like repeating history. Gonzaga was just going to choke another tournament, and we'll see him next year. But Jalen Suggs, I wonder how he's going to look tonight. Just because I saw he was favoring his left wrist, he was favoring that pretty hard. And when he went up for that floater, he got hit. I don't think that was just the wind getting knocked out of him, but he looked a little beat up. And Timmy to the rescue, of course, to keep him in that game for Jalen Suggs to hit it. But I want to see how Jalen Suggs looks, especially favoring that wrist 2 nights ago.
Well, your dad is on here, and he said he called it as soon as the ball left his hands. He knew it was going in. There you go.
Oh, he did do a little hop off to the side when he shot it. So,
well, there you go. There you go. But talking about North Carolina, though, I am so excited for the Tar Heels. They got a new coach coming their way, and I know you don't remember him. I know you don't, because this was not your time. But Hubert Davis is now their head coach, and I am super, super excited. He's a former New York Knicks guy, and one of the best, I think, underestimated 3-point shooters in the NBA that could shoot for the Knicks so many times during their playoff run. And with that backcourt of John Starks and famous Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley during that time that they were in the NBA Finals and good.
Wait, I forgot who they run into in that NBA Finals.
The Bulls, probably. No, not the Bulls. Your Houston Rockets. Okay.
Yeah,
I knew. No.
I mean, I wasn't alive to see it, but I just had to, say it.
There. It's okay. All right. But what was funny is I did call your mom. Or I didn't call her. I texted her. I had a very, very special moment. I remembered something. Your mom, of course, who used to work for the Comets and the Rockets, took me to go see. And I remember I had this crazy picture of Rebecca Lobo that nobody had, and I was waving it around. And I wanted to take a picture with Rebecca, and sure enough, it got the attention of another player, and so on. I got to meet Rebecca Lobo, take a picture with her. The second time actually. And I met this other player that played, of course, at UConn, Jennifer Rosati. And I saw her this weekend, and I thought about your mom. She was the first one. And I said, hey, thanks to you, I got to meet one of my idols when I was really, really young. And of course, I got to meet her again this past weekend.
Yeah.
And I was super, super excited that I got to. Yes, Martin.
Yeah, I did see that on Instagram. You looked pretty stoked, and the way you were typing with the exclamation points, I knew, that
those women basketball players and greatness, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. I mean, come on, UConn greats. I was super stoked this week. It was pretty freaking amazing. But also, to kind of see history in the WNBA being made. First ever time 2 female African-American coaches are playing for national championship or even in the Final Four. That was pretty exciting to be part of. And then, of course, Tar Vanderveer, becoming like 4th all time with the most wins in
Mhm.
NCAA history. She's won 3 national championships. Of course, Gino Auriemma has 11, but hey, who's counting?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently
Yeah,
you. I mean,
biased. I know. People are gonna start saying biased, but hey, my Yukon Huskies gave it all they got. But it was
yeah,
fun, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen tonight. I think it's gonna be a great game, and I'm really
yeah.
excited. We're like what 15 minutes away from tip off, and
Yeah, yep,
freaking. But hey,
yeah. I mean, I got my pick right here.
oh,
This is
nice.
my pick to win. I do agree, though, it's going to be close, but I mean, you know, I think Gonzaga just Drew Timmy, man, is just unstoppable. He's unstoppable.
He is. He is. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna be a great game, but I don't see Baylor. I see some struggle, but
Mhm.
I don't see really Baylor pulling it off
Yeah,
tonight. I think
and Baylor, they're just crazy good as well. They have 4 guards that are going to be great in the league.
mhm,
Um, Jared Butler, I mean, he's a man on a mission. He looked like it. He was, what was it, 2 nights ago against Houston. Um, I mean, they're just talented. They're fast. They run the floor really good. But Gonzaga can play at that pace as well. So, yeah, I think it's going to be close. But I think Gonzaga is just finally going to get it done, have an undefeated season, and all is right in the world.
there you go. There you go. But thank God we still have NBA. I mean,
Yeah,
it's crazy right now. This whole bubble situation is scaring me though. Because, of course, Cameron's Dallas Mavericks are still in it, and like they're not
hmm
going to be playing in that playoff bubble yet because it looks
yep,
like they're making a late run for it. But I just don't. I don't know about the Spurs, man. I think they're going to fall off, and they're on a bad losing streak, which I think they need to get back on the road.
yeah.
They're playing tonight against Cleveland. That's a game I'm keeping my eye on, but yeah, I kind of feel sorry for them.
I mean, they're down by 20 right now. They're down by 20. Um, and, their schedule isn't really helping them out these next 2 days as well. They got to go to Denver
Mm-hmm.
and also go to Dallas. And, they're young, though. They're very exciting. It's not really a traditional Spurs team.
Mm-hmm.
They're high flying, but they have like 6 people out tonight against Cleveland. Lonnie Walker is included in it,
Mm-hmm.
who's been playing very, very well tonight, or not tonight, but the season. And
Yeah.
so having him out hurts. And I believe Jacob Pertl was another person out tonight as well.
Yeah, they have
But
a lot of main star, and I to me, this is where if you're trying to get out of this little 7 to 10 bubble, you play everybody and just win out, and you try
yeah,
to win it because you can't
yeah,
afford to play this little bubble because it's
yeah. You're playing more extra games, more chances of getting your guys injured. It's Yeah, and plus, like, you're gonna get tired because I believe once you're out of the bubble, you got to play the next day, whether you fly somewhere completely across the country, and I mean, you just never know. So,
well, the Spurs are tied at 8 with Memphis. So really they're what, maybe 8 or 9, who knows? I think
yeah,
Memphis probably owns the tiebreaker. They're like 24 and 23, but Dallas 27 and 21. Um, they they're they're creeping back up. I think they're going to make a good push. I think the Lakers are really really dropping off. And
well, you have two of the best players in the league out on one team, so I mean, everybody expected them to kind of drop off a little bit, but I think they'll probably still hang on. And honestly, having a higher seed, LeBron in the playoffs, I mean, that probably might be best case scenario. I don't know.
I told you that Dallas was going to make a run, and they are winning right now against the Jazz, 89-77. That could put them in 6th place. I mean, that's how crazy this standing is.
Yeah, I mean, you got to win late in the season if you're going to do anything. You know, you got to get hot at the right time, and they're just getting hot at the right time. I hate saying this, but, you know, Dallas is a good team. You know, early in the year, they got COVID. You know, a lot of Kristaps was injured. All their guys were kind of getting injured. And, you know, Josh Richardson was still trying to find his place on the team. But now they're starting to figure it out. Everybody's healthy, no COVID. So yeah, I mean, this run isn't very surprising to me. You know, they are a very good team.
Yeah, Cameron's gonna hate us because we're actually liking on his team when he's not here. But you know, it's all right. Whatever.
Yeah, if I see him in the comments, you know, I'll kind of chill out with the Dallas.
We sent the link to pop in, but you know, if he pops in, I guess we'll have to go back to talking about his Dallas Mavericks. But the Timberwolves and the Kings are all tied up at 80 in the third quarter. The Thunder and the Pistons, Thunder losing there.
And for those two teams, it's not really a big game for the Timberwolves because they're pretty far down. But the Kings, you know, the Kings aren't that far out. What are they? They're 4 games back, 3.5 games back. You know, they could probably scratch that 9 seed and get in the play-in. Same with, you know, OKC if they get in on a run. But I mean, I would pick the Kings have a better chance in OKC because the Kings actually have young, really good pieces. De'Aaron Fox is playing out of his mind. You know, Marvin Bagley's still a little banged up, I believe, but you know, he's got a little bit of help with Harrison Barnes as well. So I mean, they have a decent team. We haven't heard much of Tyrese Halliburton, but you know, he's
I think he can win the Rookie of the Year, which I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, if he just dropped off. I mean, he was very hot at the very beginning, and then All-Star break hit, and where is he? You know, I don't think he's been traveling with the team, but you know.
And my Nets are holding on too, 95-91 over the Knicks. If they take that top spot, I mean, I don't know. They could hold that number 1 seed for the rest of the season at the rate they're playing.
Yeah, and Philly's just, you know, I guess Philly's one of those teams that just plays at the level of their opponents because some games it's just like, how is this game this close? Like you're the number 1 seed. You're supposed to kind of, you know, put your foot on their neck and just kind of blow them out, but they haven't. And you know, Brooklyn, you know, James Harden leaving with that hamstring really early this game, you know, is bad, you know, because he didn't play the other night. It was just Kyrie out there, and they lost by like 10 to the Bulls. So James Harden is the best player on that team, in my opinion, and him being out is going to hurt a lot.
I never would have thought this, though, but the other night, LaMarcus Aldridge looked like a totally different person. I mean, seeing him in a Nets uniform was a little awkward, but the blue uniform was awkward. But I don't know, man. He did look good. He looked good, and I think he does kind of help him. He does kind of fit into what they're doing. He's playing like 20 minutes now. Tonight, I think he's got 6 points, but he's in that defensive presence that I think is really helping him out. And Kyrie's going off for 34 right now, so you know, hopefully that lead hangs on.
You know, I feel your pain when a player leaves my team and they just completely blow up. You know, as a Texans fan, we had a dude named Jacoby Jones, wide receiver. He left. You know, he used to always drop balls. And then he goes to the Ravens, returns a kickback, 100 and something yards at the beginning of the second half. So, I mean, I guess, I do feel your pain on that. All of our players leave Houston and they just excel. Look at James Harden this season.
I tell you, Houston has a major problem, and I don't even think we can really talk about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably wouldn't know where to start. And it
Yeah.
goes all the way down to the hockey team. I mean, the hockey team, the soccer team, the women's soccer team's got too. Trust me. So I don't know, it's the Houston thing, and then your Astros. Well,
We're 4-0.
I can't deal with y'all right now. All right, let me get over. Let me get over Connecticut, and then I'll probably be crying about the Yankees sometime soon when Aaron comes back to visit us. And
hey, I was watching some baseball, so Houston's 4-0. I called the sweep against the A's. We got the Angels tonight, so we'll see.
I can't deal with y'all. Can't deal with y'all. Nope. Not having it.
Yep.
Not having it. I love how you say that. Yep. Sounds good. Yep. We're gonna win.
I'll leave the baseball to Aaron. I'll leave it to him.
Okay. I'll make sure to bring the trash can next time and leave it.
Oh. And your buzzer too?
Oh yeah, my buzzer, and I'll make every sound.
Which no proof on that, by the way.
Okay. Sure. Going down the step with the TV sitting right there. Yeah.
0 proof.
I know. It's okay.
I believe that TV got destroyed by AJ Hinch. So yeah, there's no proof what was on that TV. 0 proof.
It's okay. If you guys make it back, this year and really win one, I'll never dog on the Astros again. And yes, Cindy and everybody else can hold that to me. If the Astros win again, I will never, ever, ever dog on the Astros again. Okay?
Well, we have y'all's number in the playoffs. That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. 27-1. Okay. Anyway.
Hey. I mean, how many of those rings were you alive for, though?
Hey, I was alive for like 5 of them. It's still better than.
That's better than 1. That's fair.
Yeah. That's fair. I remember 5 of them for sure. His name is Derek.
Derek Jeter. Yeah. Who is that? What? He's some kind of Hall of Famer. Played second base.
Yeah, just the greatest.
Oh no, he was a catcher. That's right.
Oh wow. Your mom here. Most of those rings. Okay.
Hey, she's fighting my battles for me.
I saw another one of those pictures that I posted is Ryan Ruocco, who does R2C2 podcast with CC Sabathia, and we had a baseball conversation just about this little bit of stuff, and I was just amazed. This guy was working in an NCAA tournament, but his knowledge of baseball is freaking amazing. He's got an amazing podcast, so you have to check it out. But he has
definitely
on there. And coming up, he told me is Giancarlo Stanton, which is pretty freaking cool. But he sits there at the mic with CC Sabathia, and they just pick each other's brains about different things in sports and all the different celebrities.
That sounds awesome. I'll definitely check that out. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, honestly. This past couple of weeks, I was just listening to one. There's this funny TikToker who does the how the old players used to talk about their era compared to this era, and how this era is soft, And this dude made up a fictional character called Don Shampoo, and pretty much you need to check out his videos. They're hilarious. It's just like, oh, Don Shampoo would go to the lane, he would get shot, but they didn't call a foul. Nowadays they'd call that a technical foul. I mean, it's just great. But he's on the podcast with these guys, and I've been listening to them. I'll definitely check out that CC Sabathia one as well.
So I I didn't know this, and I heard it over the weekend, was that baseball actually changed MLB actually changed the baseball, and it's
Yeah,
gonna affect some of
yeah,
the home runs. You could
yep.
not
They took
tell.
some of the juice out.
Well, you could not tell the ball's still flying out of the ballpark by a pitcher and Fernando Tatis. I mean, come on. Like, I'm like, did you truly change the baseball or are you just
Yeah,
lying?
I mean, and Bregman has 2 home runs already in 4 games. I mean, people are still hitting them out very, very far. So did they
Well,
really change the baseball?
I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't see how you changed it, but whatever. We'll see at the end. Maybe home run derby.
Yeah.
Wherever it may be played now, if we are gonna have one. Since the All-Star game's moving, but it's gonna be
Mhm.
kind of weird. But I don't know. We'll see. Hey, the Rafters are winning by 1 point over the Wizards, 91-90 in the fourth quarter.
And it came
Do
back.
do you think the Rafters go back to the NBA finals anytime soon?
No. Anytime soon, you never know. I mean, if they could find a way to trade Kyle Lowry for some picks and like get some other, incentives or anything, maybe. But it's I looked at their ring as kind of like, if KD didn't pop his Achilles and Klay Thompson doesn't tear his ACL, do they still win that series? Um, my opinion, no. Even though Kawhi Leonard, Fred VanVleet, they all played it excellent. Serge Ibaka as well in that series.
Mhm,
But I don't think I don't. I just they don't have enough. Pascal Siakam still looks out of shape. I mean,
mhm.
he played all right the other night, um, but it hasn't been the same Pascal Siakam we saw their championship run that they had. It wasn't the same, so I don't see it. I don't know if they're going to be in the playoffs.
Wow. You're gonna put them that far out of not making the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I mean they're
You
yeah
think they
they're
get in that
they're sitting
7-10 bubble?
about.
You think they make it to that 7-10 bubble playoff?
I I don't know. I personally like Chicago and Indiana both staying kind of where they're at. I think Indiana might bump up. They're on a hot win streak. Or no, they're not on a hot win streak, but they could go 4-0 this next week. They play like Orlando, they play Memphis, they play the Timberwolves. And then like the next week after that, they play like the Rockets and some of these lower base
Mm.
teams. So I think they could start going on a little hot streak and probably bump up to where Boston's at, because Boston hasn't been looking like Boston this whole year. And shout out to DT, by the way. He told me to shout him out. He's a Boston fan. But,
Yeah.
they haven't looked like that Boston team that we saw last year. So I think Indiana probably could pass them up.
But in your buddy DT's, offense is that they got 2 winning streaks right now. They're on a
Yeah,
2-game winning streak, and they're
two
25 and
two
25.
games.
Tied they're tied with the Knicks, though, who are losing to the
Yeah.
Nets, so you never know, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's really, really close. I didn't think it was this close in the East, though. I mean,
yeah.
and 4, there are 2 teams. 25 and 24, only Charlotte. But then you got 25 and 25, 25 and 25 in New York and Boston. Hey, New York's losing right now to the Nets. That's obviously going to knock them down. Indiana, you're right, can make that run past them, and they will sit at the 7, could even sit at the 6 seed if
Yeah.
all this, plans out the way it is. But, with some of these games going on, obviously Brooklyn will take over the number 1 spot tonight if some of this other games hold up, because I think, let me double check.
Yeah, they'll have a half game on Philly,
They will.
and Philly's just got to come out tomorrow. I'm not sure who they play tomorrow, but they kind of just got to match them every step of the way.
Yeah, they do. And I'm telling you, this matchup right here in the East, I didn't realize how real close it was. But
Yeah.
obviously 1 and 2 are neck and neck. Milwaukee's
Mhm.
going to slide in there. And then Atlanta, even Miami are tied. So
Yeah.
things could change in the East very, very quickly and very fast. And the
Yeah,
7 and
sorry. I think the top 5 are kind of going to just, move around each other and just, kind of just bump each other out the way and then, get bumped out the way. But, I think Charlotte's going to drop even more. I think they're probably going to be in the play-in. They're probably going to drop that far. New York has, ever since All-Star break, hasn't looked very good. So I think they could either drop. They need to start playing better though, or they will drop. But again, I like Indiana. Karis LeVert looks good, healthy. They have Sabonis. Miles Turner on the defensive end has just been pretty spectacular. I don't know why anybody's not talking about him. But I do love Indiana trying to sneak their way in there. And I'm just a big fan of Chicago with Zach LaVine over there. I think they could probably make a run, probably stay in that play-in area as well.
well, you know what? I'm looking at the schedule for Miami. The next 6 games are against Western Conference teams, all trying to make the playoffs.
They're all trying to make the playoffs.
They're all trying to make the playoffs. And they're all but 3 of them are actually in, I think. 1 through 5.
Lakers, Blazers, Suns, or no, Lakers, Suns, Nuggets. Yeah.
Nuggets 4. So, I mean, that is a tough schedule for them over playing Western Conference on the road. Let's see. 1, 2.
Yep. Yeah. Grizzlies are in, Lakers are in, Suns are in, Nuggets are in. Then they get a little bye week with Timberwolves. But then, they got to go play the Nets.
Yep.
And then another bye one with the Rockets after that, but we're not going to talk about the Rockets.
I mean, that could easily push them down to a number 9 seed.
Yeah.
Because there's a few games there that I just don't see them winning at all.
Yeah. I see them beating the Lakers for sure, especially with AD and LeBron out. I think they should be able to pretty much handle the Lakers. But yeah, the rest, I mean, Memphis is still a tough team. They're beatable though. What's up?
I don't see them beating the Suns. The Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
they're not.
I don't either.
They're not going to beat the Clippers. I mean, the Nuggets. They're not going to beat them. So
no, they could. I think the Nuggets are beatable though. The Nuggets are very beatable.
Okay, so where do you find their weakness right now? Even after all the moving parts they've added.
The Nuggets are just very inconsistent when it comes to shooting. There'll be games where they can shoot lights out and they look like they have it clicking, and then they'll go out and lose to like the Pistons or somebody. I don't think they've lost to the Pistons, but I was just saying one of those lower bottom teams. They're just very inconsistent, especially with the 3-ball, and you kind of need a 3-ball nowadays to win basketball games. And yeah, I mean, they're just super, super inconsistent.
They're super inconsistent. I got you there, but they're on a winning streak. And then they play my horror Spurs at the moment, back to back. They play Detroit. Hello. Easy win for them.
Easy.
Orlando. Easy win. Then they play Boston. I mean, but that still puts them in a good spot, I think, in the playoff picture. And
it does. But I don't see. I think I could see the Nuggets passing the Clippers. Talk about another inconsistent team. I think they could pass them up, but I just don't see them trying. I don't see them trying to catch Utah or Phoenix. I can't see them catching them. I mean, those two teams are just hot right now.
Yeah, Utah's on a 9-game winning streak. Phoenix is on a 5-game winning streak. Of course, the Nuggets are on a 5-game winning streak
Yeah.
as well. So, but that could easily be a 9-game winning streak for the Nuggets as well. 2 Spurs games. I
Yeah.
love my Spurs, but I just don't think they can do it unless they get on the road and do something magical. The Spurs are in trouble. Like I can't. I heard
Yeah.
Jalen Rose talking about this today. You can't count Greg Popovich out. You're right, you can't. But when you play Denver back to back, you're losing to Cleveland. You lost to Indiana. I mean, you're losing to teams you should be beating. They play Orlando, Toronto, Portland, and then Phoenix 2 games. I don't know. I don't see them surviving in the 7 through 10 era.
Yeah.
And
I mean, again, it's one of those things where the Spurs just kind of have to stay afloat. They're in the play-in, but I mean, they have to play like New Orleans, and if New Orleans healthy, they're a good team. They're a very, very scary team. I saw the Rockets still lost to them the other night, but they had like Brandon Ingram out, Zion Williamson out.
they did.
They're like all their guys. So I really thought we had a chance, but we didn't. But yeah, I mean, they're a scary team. They have a lot of good players. They're sort of their bench is the only thing that could tear them apart. But New Orleans is a very, very good team. So you just don't want to get stuck having to play them in a play-in game.
I think it's funny. Maybe we can only hope for this, but what if Hakeem Olajuwon or Clyde Drexler came back and coached the Rockets? Do you think
Hakeem Olajuwon? I think our defense would be outstanding. I mean, we might have the best defense in the league if he started coaching our team, but but again, it's hard to. I feel bad for Steven Silas because he got put in a horrible situation for his first head coaching gig. So I feel sad for him, but I think we need a little bit more than Hakeem Olajuwon coaching the Rockets to kind of get back into it.
No, I'm just saying people would want to come. Wouldn't you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the greatest Rocket of all time.
I still
put him.
Gotta figure out.
Put him above James. Sorry?
I said you got to put him. You got to put up some, major draft picks, and got to hope for the lottery pick this season. But I mean, I would think that that's where you look. You look to one of those former Hall of Famers, leaders, to come in and do some damage.
Yeah, kind of like what Tim Duncan did. San Antonio, he was on the bench. He was one of the coaches. Having Hakeem Olajuwon doing that would be tremendous.
Uh-oh, my buddy's freezing on me here.
Sorry, I just lost connection there a little bit.
No worries.
But he already groomed Dwight Howard and Clint Capella when they were there. So I think he would be pretty awesome to have developing young stars, especially if we get like an Evan Mobley this year in the draft, a power forward that can shoot, that can play big. Having him at Evan Mobley's side would change that man's career. So I think you're right. Having Hakeem on the bench would do us wonders. But again, we got to see where we go in the draft. Got to see how we use these picks as well.
Who do you think, or who do you think the Rockets will look to for a coach? if any, coaching change. Obviously, I think there will be. I think they're just going to kind of put a Band-Aid
Mhm.
on the season as far as a coach and hey, finish out these last month and a half, and then we'll figure things out when the lottery pick. But I don't know, man. I mean, you got to get yourself a coach. You got to get a good one too,
Yeah,
and we
I
got to
mean,
get.
I think, I think they're going to give Steven Silas another year, honestly. He's not a bad coach. He got put in a horrible situation, losing both of his stars. You
Mhm.
know, he came in thinking, oh, I'm going to have Westbrook and Harden, but then they both get traded. Um, you know, so he got put into a horrible situation. I think they're going to give him a chance, see if what he can do with a fresh season, knowing what you have in front of you instead of trading away your best player. But I think they will give him another year. If it doesn't go the way they like, yeah, I mean, it probably will give him the boot. But who would I like to see as a coach? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you at all. But Hakeem
No,
would be nice.
no guess. Is Rudy Tomjanovich come out of retirement? Ooh,
Oh, I
that
mean,
would
that
be
brings some championship DNA.
but that would be a
That
good
brings
one.
some,
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
yeah, yeah, but he wouldn't. I mean, he just wouldn't. Uh, but I mean, we just got to see who gets fired, and then I could probably tell you who I would want as a Rockets coach.
You know, our other part of the youngins just decided to show up, but not in our chat, not on our video screen. He didn't want to be a cool kid. He just wanted to make sure that of course he got his word in that his Mavs won. So
Care to comment? Oof.
there you go, Bronco. Go
Uh,
ahead.
that's a good win. That's a good win, man. It's pretty crazy that y'all beat a 1 seed, you know. Um, but you still got to get it done in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Who y'all play? Good
Luka
win.
Luka with 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Mike Conley, who's my fave, 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. But yeah, they did beat a number 1 seed. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Those
I mean,
those
I did.
they're moving
I
up.
mean, Cameron wasn't here when I said all this, but they're a good team. They are. So they probably could move up a little bit. But he's they got to get it done in the playoffs. That's all that really matters. So we'll see what they can do.
I love this. He's checking in on us from his study group. Sure he is. Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure he is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, comments. Yep. I see you. I see you. But Spurs we fall. That's not surprising. 20 points by DeMar DeRozan, and like you said, nobody playing is gonna hurt them. That is
Yeah.
definitely gonna knock them down in the standings. Let's see how bad of an impact it just did. Oh yeah, it already took place. They're gonna move down to 10. So I'm telling you, they're gonna see themselves out of this bracket really, really quickly of that 7 through 10 bubble.
Yeah.
Oh, your boy he wants to know about the Celtics.
For the
Know
rest
about
of the year, Boston, they just need to win games. They keep on letting teams come back on them. They just need to win. You have Jason Tatum, who is a
Mhm.
very, very good scorer. You have Jaylen Brown, who I think is very underrated. He can do everything Jason Tatum can do with a little bit more of a jumping out of the gym type body build.
And then you have
But
Kemba Walker
yeah, you have Kemba, and
from
you
UConn.
know,
Just saying. Another UConn.
Yeah, but I think their weakness is their bench. Uh, their bench hasn't been very productive. Evan Fournier with the trade helps. Um, even though he got 0 points in his debut, but you know, we, they just need to start winning games, closing out games. That should, you need to be able to close out games.
I think they can. I think they'll be all right. They have that, they're the Boston Celtics. They're always going to be on the playoff mix. They're always going to, start scratching and crawling back in it somehow. They got Philadelphia coming up, though, which might hurt them a little bit. They got the Knicks, Minnesota. They have Denver, the Clippers, Golden State, which I cannot believe Golden State got blown out the way they did.
They didn't have Steph. They didn't have Draymond.
But
yeah, I mean,
still, I can't see that Golden State getting blown out like that. That's just not in the NBA. It's kind of weird.
It was 62 points at one point.
62 points. Yes.
It was ugly. And you just saw Steve Kerr on the bench, just like kind of throwing in the white towel.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's very weird to see the Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, them struggling right now without their famous duos on the basketball court. We think of the Spurs, you think of Tim, Tony Manu. You think of Golden State, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. And they're nowhere found. They're not coming back anytime soon. Like, this is no return. Now we got to move on and find more superstars. But this rebuilding sucks. And it sucks bad. And I'm feeling your pain as in Rockets pain. That's how bad it's feeling.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, the Warriors might be all right, depending on how Klay comes back next year. If he, like we talked about last time, if he does come back. But, they have James Wiseman. They have, Steph and Draymond did play last night. I think by next year, they should be able to be a mediocre team, be in the middle of the pack in the Western Conference. But, I mean, this is just another throwaway year, kind of. I mean, they're in the 8, 9, 10 bubble, the play-in tournament. So it's just if they can kind of stay afloat and just stay in it.
So as we're talking, I'm trying to get into the next game right now because they are all tied up at 112. There's about 3.7 seconds left, and the Knicks just mailed a 3-pointer, and it's kind of crazy that honestly thought Brooklyn was going to blow them out, and it's just insane that they just can't score right now in the final few seconds. So,
oh wow,
be tied. Yeah,
Reggie Bullock just got a shooting foul with 3.7 seconds.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. That could be. Yep. We need to keep them. But man, this game should not have been this close. Should not. And crazy there. Let's see here. Timberwolves are obviously going to take one home with that. Suns and your lovely Rockets, 13-point lead. Raptors won. Mavericks won. Thunder's a final. They lost to the Pistons. Of course, the Spurs lost. So there's really only about 2 games left tonight. They must have known March Madness was on. And getting ready for the big game. But yeah, the Baylor game's about to start here. Let's see where we're at.
Well, it did start. Baylor's up 7-0 out the gates.
Nice. Well, we both picked Gonzaga, so we'll see. I'm surprised they're up 7-0, but that did happen in the women's game too. they got off to a hot start, Arizona. So we'll see. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough one. But
Yeah, it just
tomorrow,
looks like Gonzaga can't take care of the basketball right now. So
mm-mm,
kind of got to clean that up.
they can't. But we got some crazy NBA action tomorrow. The Pacers and the Bulls. That's gonna be a good one. That's you.
Yeah, I
Talked
mean
about
that's an
Bulls.
important game.
The Pelicans and the Hawks, Celtics and Boston, Lakers and Raptors, the Heat and the Grizzlies, Nuggets and the Pistons, the Warriors and the Bucks. Honestly, think the Bucks take that. Clippers and Blazers. That'll be a good one too tomorrow. Kawhi Leonard, as much as I don't like him anymore, he still can put up those 25 points a night. And
Yeah.
that's tough. That's tough to guard. It's tough. I don't know,
The
man.
mid-range game is just crazy. He's like CP3. Every time I watch Chris Paul, I'm like, this guy just hits every single mid-range jumper. It's wild.
Crazy. I don't know, but this last couple of weeks are going to be crazy for NBA. So many teams are going to shuffle around. 7 to 10 playoff. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Mhm.
I just want it to go back. 1 through 8 make the playoffs. Peace out. Have a good season. Go fishing. I don't like the playoff, because to me, if you deserve 8 and 9 spot, 7 and 8 spot, and 9 is not even close, then why are we even bothering?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's
What's the use of winning? What's the use of trying to have the better
Yeah.
record out of the team if you're just going to still let everybody in?
yeah. I mean, it's kind of a participation trophy,
Yeah.
that everybody always talks about. I agree with you. Yeah, it's cool to have more basketball from the viewer standpoint, but I mean, like, why can't we just go back to how it was? If you got the 8 and 7 seed, you're in. Like, if you can't get that seed, then you're out.
I totally agreed with it last season because of the whole COVID thing, not being able to play
it was 40 games. Yeah.
Many teams were so close. Here you go, battle it out. I'm cool with that.
Mhm.
This season, no, I'm not. I don't want to see it.
You played enough games.
Yeah.
So
if your team, no offense, but if your team had COVID and you couldn't play these star players and you had to forfeit a game because you only had 4 players, that's not every team's fault,
Yeah.
And
and everybody deals with it. Everybody has that, like, that could happen to them. So, you can't put it on them because, y'all aren't out staying safe. But
I just hope it's not something we do again next year, because I think
yeah.
it would be the first time I say, okay, I'm kind of going to give up on basketball, because I can't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair. And when we see the final time, in a month or two, and see how close these standings truly are, if it's a blowout, 7 and 8 are perfect and they deserve to be where they are, and then you have 9 and 10 that are 7, 8 games out and are still in it. No, I can't deal with it. Even if it means the Spurs are sitting at 10 and are trying to fight it, they don't deserve it.
Yeah, you're 7 games back, so yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Let Becky Hammond go to Spurs now. Just saying.
Whoa.
I honestly want to see that. I love Greg Popovich, but when he does finally retire, if he ever does finally retire, I want to see Becky Hammond at the helm. And I want to see possibly Tim Duncan come back, or Tony, Manu, somebody on the bench with her making history.
Yeah. And Becky Hammond has all the qualifications, all the knowledge in the world to run a basketball team. So, why not?
Yeah, she's got it. She's led them to the actual championship in Vegas. I know where everybody's like, it's just a Vegas
Summer League. Yeah.
cares, you know, summer league, but hey,
Summer
that's
League champs.
a big deal, man. The respect she has. I loved that was one other thing that I did like. I liked that the players threw it back to some of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Sure if you saw that. Maybe you did. Obviously, you probably
Was it
did.
what's his I forgot who wore the throwback Becky Hammond's jersey, but no, that was cool.
Yeah, the
That was
throwback,
really cool.
the Rebecca Lobo jersey by Rudy Gay, of course,
Mhm.
from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then USC jersey from
Yeah.
Cheryl
Miller.
Fisher. Love
Yeah.
her. I love her. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. But you know, speaking of Becky Hammond, congratulations to Becky on the NCAA Legacy Award recipient winner this past weekend. She received that award, and that's a pretty cool honor. And
Yeah.
I know one of her good friends, Vicky Johnson, was here, and you know, obviously with the USA basketball camp, she was here, but she also went to a few of the games, and I got to hang out with her. And I even told Vicky Johnson, and I know if she's listening, that's pretty cool. Eventually, she will hear this, but she heard it from me. I told her that if Becky Hammond coaches the Spurs, she needed to come back and be the assistant. You know, I would love to see that. I can't wait. You know, I always thought, I don't even know if you know her. I know you probably do, but Nancy Lieberman Klein, who was also here this past weekend, I always thought she would coach the first time ever in the NBA, and didn't think it would be Becky Hammond first. I thought it would be her, but these are there's some WNBA players that are hanging around the NBA that
Yeah.
people just don't know about. Um,
Mhm.
Swin Cash is involved with the New Orleans with the Pelicans. Teresa Edwards, Teresa Weatherspoon, Rebecca Lobo, Nancy Lieberman Klein. I mean, these are all major WNBA superstars, former WNBA superstars that have great knowledge of basketball, and I just
Yeah.
wish we would get the opportunity, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I saw that there was an all women's like broadcasting game the other night.
For the
I mean, we have women in officiating. I
Yep,
mean, why not have an all women's coaching staff? I mean, they some of the ladies know more than the coaches now, so they
they
could
do.
probably help their team more than they hurt them. So I mean, why not? I mean, they honestly, I don't. You can't see gender when it comes to sports. I mean, everybody has the knowledge. So yeah, I mean, why not have a whole women's coaching staff? That would be pretty cool,
That would
especially
be
out in San Antonio.
freaking amazing. I think it would bring more revenue to the league that really doesn't need it. But it would.
Yeah.
It would bring a lot more revenue. And you know, just kind of seeing what the college game did this weekend as far as bringing the viewership. The UConn Baylor game was at 1.7 million views.
Dang.
Amazing. It was at 1.7 million. It was on national TV, ABC, not so much the ESPN network. I mean, it still is, but on ABC, 1.7 million views.
Yeah.
I just
And you
can't
got to give credit to Kobe Bryant, man. He brought the WNBA and college
believe it.
women's hoops to life. I mean,
He
and now
did.
everybody in the NBA is just showing their support for both college and WNBA. So yeah, it's awesome to see. It's really awesome.
Yeah, watching the players kind of respond to the women's game, and yes, the controversy, the weight room, the food, all
Yeah.
that fun stuff happened. Things happen for a reason. I'm glad, you know, Oregon was able to put them on blast, but
Mhm.
it this game this year, the viewership, just seeing the difference in sponsorships. Somebody brought up, "Hey, is Lady Gaga playing or Miley Cyrus playing in San Antonio?" I'm like, "No, we don't have those concerts." You know, for the men's Final Four, for people who don't know, when you go to a men's Final Four, there's always a big celebration. big time celebration. They have major concerts for free and different things going on. And they didn't have that for the women's game. And it's so weird. Like it's the same sponsorship, just a smaller package, as you would say, I guess. I don't know,
Yeah.
just to sponsor the women. But why can't they do it for the women's game too? They
Mhm.
had this sponsored with Miley Cyrus. And I know it's everywhere. They do it everywhere because they did it here. Maroon 5 played, Jason Aldean. It was like a 3-day thing back in 2018. And all the way down to the court. The court design, it was okay. It was all right. But you look at tonight's game, you look at the banners, you look at everything going on. I mean, it's so completely different setup. Don't get me wrong, SA Sports did a great job. But watching this court and looking at everything on there and the sponsorships and how they're seated and everything else is completely different from the women's game. I wish hopefully soon, someday, we'll get treated equally. And I think the women's took a great step in the right direction this season by representing basketball at the highest level, playing at the highest level they could, with freshmen like Paige Becker, Haley Jones. I mean, these girls are phenomenal. Like I was watching them, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Big team. And now they're starting to leave for the WNBA early. One of the Texas players is doing it.
Yeah, I saw Jalen Suggs comment on Paige Becker's, and that's why she's the GOAT. I mean, all these all the men athletes are starting to take notice. That hey, these girls can hoop. Like we gotta give them the credit they deserve. And I do hope. I mean, yeah, you're right. This year was a huge step. Kind of shed a light on it, and now NCAA kind of have to. They got to respond, and hopefully it changes and changes quick.
You brought up Kobe Bryant and how much he influenced the game. That was the one thing I think that broke my heart of the whole Connecticut fallout was that last season I wanted if there would have been a Final Four last season, I really wanted Connecticut and Oregon to play, only because Sabrina Ionescu and UConn, both a big part of Kobe Bryant and Gigi.
And Gigi,
and I really wanted to see that. And I was hoping that this year, UConn actually had a shoot-around shirt with Gigi's artwork that she would send them, little messages here and there that she would send to Coach Auriemma and the team, wishing them good luck. And this year they made a shirt of it and wore it on the anniversary of the accident. And I really, really wish they would have won it for that reason. Gigi.
I knew they were going to play this tournament for them just because they couldn't play it last year. And when they lost, I didn't even think about that, but now that you brought it up, that just makes that loss hurt a little bit more.
I mean, that was the one that came to my mind was, damn, Gigi, if they could have won it for Gigi, would have been pretty cool.
Been cool.
I know back in Stokes when they do play a game, her jersey still sits on the bench, which is pretty freaking cool. But they didn't do it here, which I was kind of looking for, but it did not do it here, unfortunately, and just sad. But
that might be why they lost. They didn't bring their good luck jersey.
Talk about superstition. I think they lost because of me, and I'm gonna be honest.
Did you jinx them?
Sure freaking did, and I will take full responsibility for it, and I'm gonna admit it. It was my fault. It was my fault. We are all superstitious. We're all superstitious, and my dumb decided not to wear my UConn polo that I had been wearing the whole tournament.
I saw that polo.
Every game I wore my polo. Every game. And I decided, you know what? We're going to beat Arizona. I'll just wear an NCAA final shirt. and I'll wear an NCAA polo and call it a day.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. I did it. I did it. It was my fault. It was
Wow.
my fault. Oh, look,
Dang.
see? Now your mom feels my
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She every time she goes somewhere with us, takes us somewhere. I mean, the teams we root for always lose, so she kind of just like, I'll just watch it on TV, and then like she'll put it on the TV. They start losing. She goes, "Okay, I'm gonna just turn it off." I
I
remember her turning off a couple World Series games just because she was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna turn this off."
Oh, so that's the trick to Cindy. Okay, now I got you. Because, when the Astros play, I'm going to send her video nonstop.
And she won't. She won't respond. She won't. She. I don't know if she has her read receipts on, but you will see like still delivered. She will. It won't say read on it.
Man, too funny. I would
Yeah, she
definitely.
might have to put her phone on airplane mode since you just told her what you were gonna do. Just wait
No,
till after the game.
I do feel like I jinxed them. And it was funny because everybody was laughing at me. I ran down to my office because I did have a lot of NCAA gear. I ran down to my office, pulled out the Yukon Final Four built for cutting down net shirt, and I threw it on, and I tried to get back up there, had my Yukon mask on, because one day I had my polo on, but I didn't have my Yukon mask on, and I got called out by somebody at work, and they were like, "Hey, they're losing because you don't have your Yukon mask on." Put it on, boom, we beat Baylor. Thank God. One day I don't wear my freaking polo, we can't score a damn bucket. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so bad at that. Hey, I
Well,
do Patty is on.
Stanford thanks you.
Yeah, whatever. I really would like to have seen UConn in South Carolina, so I don't know. But I see Patty's on, and before Patty gets off, and if it truly is Patty on, I want to wish Carmen a happy belated birthday. I saw the comments, but happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, right? Our little cousin who's probably shouldn't be hanging out on the phone. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, it's a
school?
little.
Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Cindy's very superstitious too. See? Now I know where you get it from. Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, we're all superstitious in some sort of way.
Us sports people, I tell you.
Yeah,
Tell you.
yeah. I mean, what's it called? Yeah, I have to. When I used to like play baseball and stuff, I mean, I had this beat up, torn glove, and I always wore a glove under my uh glove like a batting glove
Mhm.
under
I
my
did.
glove, and the glove that I usually wore it under it all like just ripped apart, but I still always just put it on, and then I'd have another pair of batting gloves. I couldn't hit anyways, so that wasn't the problem, but I had another pair of batting gloves to hit. But I always had it was like a big hole right here under the gloves, so always
Nice.
had it.
Nice.
And that's why I was the best defender. So the best
Okay.
outfielder of all time. Little league though, little league.
Hey, so since Cameron's not here, we can end the show with kind of making fun of him
All
because
right.
he kind of got in trouble the other day for
Yeah.
picking his dad over his mom. And yeah, I thought it was funny. If I can bring it up. But yep, Susie sent him a nice message. She sent it to him and she's all like, "Really?" And then he goes, "The reason I hurt you is because you don't floss ever." So he doesn't floss. So that's why mom hurts him. And
Honestly, I don't either. But I don't floss. I mean, I probably should, but yeah, I don't. So I'm probably gonna get a text message here from Aunt Susie in a little bit, but
yeah, you probably are. She's gonna call you out. But it's funny because he put, "You literally tell me to open my mouth and then just yank it open." I'm like, oof. Nice.
Some family drama.
Yeah. Tell you what, he's never going to the dentist again. He's gonna be like, I gotta find another dentist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, no, because now he's gonna have to pay.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna have to pay. Another text will come. It's probably gonna be to me to be like, why did you bash my son like that? Why did you put him on blast? But no, hard time. Actually, I mean, he is studying, so we'll be nice. Stop in, Cameron. Stop peeking in on us. But well, they're down 16 points still, buddy. Baylor's up. To about 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, I might just need to take the shirt off before I leave home to go watch the game, because I guess it's not good luck.
And then tell Cindy to stop watching. We'll tell her watching right now. Please stop watching.
Yeah, that's probably why it went down this bad, because Cindy's watching. Or sorry, my mom is watching. But
yeah, your mom is watching. So please stop, Cindy. We're begging you. So please stop. Not that we have money.
because now you're making us look bad because we have really bad predictions.
True. But we are definitely going to do this again and again and again. Oh, yep, there it is. Called us out. But yeah, we're going to do this again. We got a few more weeks to the end of the season. We'll see where everybody stands. I'm telling you, I'm not liking the 7 through 10, but hey, we'll see how many people should not be there. And we'll see how far the Rockets really fall. And could you fall any farther down?
I mean, we're the second worst team. Luckily, the Timberwolves are horrible. But, it's a throwaway game. Hopefully, the lottery blesses us with a top 3 pick. We'll probably end up being the worst team in basketball, honestly. With the Pistons winning, Timberwolves are getting healthy. D'Angelo Russell, I believe, was back tonight. So we'll probably drop off here very badly.
Let's just hope. I mean, I know I said it, but the Dallas Mavericks are going to move up, and the next time when somebody joins us, that's all we're going to hear.
Yeah,
the Mavericks. The Dallas.
Well, they still can't find a way to get out of that first round. So,
nice.
Luka Magic kind of ran dry last year. Might run dry again this year. We don't know. We'll see, though.
True. That is true.
Because he was talking about how they have the Clippers number, but the Clippers won 4-2. So
okay. Well, we're just gonna have to see. I'm telling you. Hopefully they're not in that 7-10 bubble. Hopefully they're a little higher up. We'll see who they face.
I miss Cameron being on here because now I can't throw shade at him. Now he's just gonna rewatch it and see that I did, and I'll get it a little bit later. But dude, because every day we just texting back and forth, just talking. Well, I can't talk as much because my team isn't in the playoffs like they usually are. But we usually just throw some jabs at each other.
Oh, I can imagine. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, buddy. I think, Cindy, I honestly think you need to stop watching. 31. Please don't watch no more. Please don't.
It is getting ugly.
It is. And it's kind of sad because I really was hoping, nail biter back and forth. Don't want to change the channel, but yeah, I might end up changing the channel myself.
Well, go back. We saw it against UCLA. They're a second half team. So, I mean, I don't know, by 20 points coming back in the second half. But if there's a team that could do it, probably Gonzaga would be my pick to come back from this deficit.
7 turnovers, though. 7 killer turnovers. So, I don't know.
Can't take care of the ball.
Nope. Okay, good. Your mom's watching American Idol, so we should be good. We should be in the clear. Thanks for tuning in while you're watching American Idol. I hope we're not as bad as contestants on there, but you know, hey, thanks for tuning in. No, man, it has been fun. It's an honor to have you on here hanging out. I know we don't always get to hang out, so hanging out this way is pretty cool. I miss you guys so much.
It's awesome.
And man, we gotta keep doing this. Sorry we came on late, guys. It was my fault. I had technical difficulties, slow internet over here, so had some issues. We love you too, Patty. We do. I love you. But yeah, Tim Duncan is going to be honored coming up soon here in the AT&T Center, May 15th for his Hall of Fame inauguration inductee ceremony. So I can't wait to see that. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
We shall.
All right, man. Keep watching basketball. Stay like, subscribe. King's Court with JJ. And we'll see you guys later soon. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Bye.